I'm going to give you a completely fresh, commentary-driven script inspired by the Barnham fire forging discovery, not a paraphrase. Think of this as a creator thinking out loud, unpacking what it means, why it matters, and where it could lead us in a bigger story about humanity, technology, and culture. Why fire is the real original upgrade. What if I told you that control over fire didn't just happen because a spark happened to land in dry grass? What makes this discovery from Barnham so striking is not the date itself, but what it implies about early Europe. People weren't waiting for lightning to throw a lifeline. They were actively engineering the conditions to create heat, light, and dinner on demand. In my opinion, this shifts the entire timeline of technological agency. It's a move from passive access to active mastery, and that's a meaningful leap in how we think about early human intelligence. Hook, a spark, a method, a worldview. Imagine walking up to a pond in eastern England 400,000 years ago, and instead of gawking at a random ember, you light a steady blaze on purpose over and over. That's not luck. That's ritualized knowledge, tool use, and a social habit forming around a practical necessity. What this really suggests is a cognitive toolkit, understanding materials, predicting outcomes, and coordinating effort. Personally, I think the scene captures a moment where planning becomes a daily practice, not just a rare event. First big idea. Deliberate fire-making requires a toolkit and know-how. The Barnham site isn't just a fire pit. We're talking a deliberate hearth signaled by high repeated heat, above 700 degrees Celsius, multiple burn episodes, and evidence of a striking sequence using flint and iron pyrite to generate sparks. From my perspective, the crucial point is that pyrite isn't native to Barnham. People carried it there because they knew what it could do. That implies foresight, planning, and a social system for transmitting practical knowledge, an early version of what we'd call technical culture. What this matters for is not just were they hot enough, but how did they learn to do this and why did they bother? The answer isn't simply survival. It's social learning, division of labor, and a push towards standardized techniques that can be taught, repeated, and improved. If you take a step back and think about it, that's a fingerprint of culture, not just chemistry. Second big idea, fuel, tinder, and process point to everyday technology. The combination of fuel gathering, tinder preparation, and a reliable ignition method signals a workflow. Identify what you'll burn, make it workable, and execute the ignition with a predictable result. Flint, pyrite, and heated stone tools act as a complete tool chain. In my opinion, this is the earliest evidence of a fire-making habit, a repeatable pattern that turns raw environment into a powered social resource. What makes this really interesting is how it reframes the hunter-gatherer toolkit. The ability to control fire expands diet, cookable foods become safer and more energy-dense, but it also extends day into night, enabling gatherings, teaching, and storytelling. That's not just calories, that's social technology density increasing at scale. Third big idea, brain size, social complexity, and the timing of this skill. Fossils from Britain and Iberia hint at rising cognitive sophistication in this window, roughly 500K, 400K years ago. Barnham fits into a broader pattern. Sharper stoneworking, organized work areas, and now consistent fire-making. My take. This isn't an isolated leap. It's part of a cascade where brain development, social networks, and tool technologies reinforce each other. What this implies is that Neanderthal-related populations or their close relatives in Northern Europe were already pushing ahead in ways we previously dated later. A detail I find fascinating is how this nudges a big question. How quickly does an innovation like fire spinning spread across landscapes? If 400K-year-old Barnham shows an ignition culture, did neighboring groups adopt similar methods within centuries, millennia, or did pockets of knowledge persist longer in some regions than others? It invites us to rethink diffusion models in human prehistory. Deeper insight, what this does to our grand narrative. This discovery compresses the timeline of combustion mastery and broadens the geographic zone in which it occurred. It suggests that the ignition know-how was circulating among early European groups, not waiting for late Neanderthals in a single hotspot. From my vantage point, the bigger trend is about how humans build complex, interconnected knowledge systems far earlier than we used to think. If you connect the dots, there's a pattern. More specialized tools, more purposeful spaces, and more frequent evidence of controlled burning. It paints a picture of communities that organize around shared techniques, not just shared resources. that aligns with broader observations about social learning driving cultural evolution, talking, teaching, and transmitting skills across generations in ways that ripple into later ages. Why this changes the dating game? Until now, the earliest confirmed controlled fire sites in this region were tens of thousands of years later. Barnham compresses that timeline by hundreds of thousands of years. In practical terms, this means we may have to redraw maps of where and when ignition knowledge took root, and how quickly it diffused. It also raises the possibility that other early European sites hold the same fire-on-demand signature once researchers know what to look for: high heat, repeated firing, and a complete toolset for making flame. Closing thought. A new baseline for human ingenuity. What this really suggests is simple at heart but profound in consequence. Human cleverness isn't a glitch in the system that shows up late. It can emerge early in practical, repeatable forms that reshape daily life. A spark, a flint, a mineral, these aren't relics of curiosity. They're the first chapters of social technology, of kitchens and communal gatherings, of a species learning to bend the world around a dinner table and a campfire. If you found this look at Barnham's fire-making story compelling, tell me in the comments which part you find most surprising. The idea that fire mastery predates widespread Neanderthal ignition by such a margin, or the notion that this kind of knowledge is a driver of social complexity as much as tool use. Do you think we'll find even earlier examples, or will Barnham stand as a rare, illuminating exception? I'm curious to hear your take, and I'll be parsing your comments to unpack more angles in a follow-up.